Candela, hypnotherapist, transformation coach, and a spiritual teacher. You're about to listen to a recording of one of my regression sessions. If you enjoyed the content on my channel, please consider subscriing. And if you click on the bell, it will inform you of any of my future postings. Also, leave a comment and click like, because that helps to bring this kind of content to more viewers. I hope you enjoy the recording, and I hope to see you again in my future videos. Hi, so this session is a little bit different, and I wanted to do an introduction for it. So it was originally supposed to be a QHHT session, which is a 4-hour session of which hypnosis takes about maybe 2.5 to 3 hours. In this type of session, we usually connect with several past lives and then interview the higher self of the client. Well, this session wasn't really going sort of the typical way that we would expect. We just could not connect with any past lives. In fact, when you start listening to the session, we are 40 minutes into the regression. We started getting information, and the information was quite interesting because we actually seem to be connecting to something about the future. If you want to hear a follow-up to how things unfolded, listen to the follow-up information that I will provide at the end. I will say that this regression was conducted in 2020. At this point, it's been 5 years since the session was conducted, and we held on to it to see if the things that came through in the session would actually show up in waking life, in real life. And so that's the reason we're posting it now. Enjoy. I want you to tell me the very first thing that you see as you come down to the surface.
I keep having one image. It's very odd. It keeps flashing. It's of the gray, highly evolved being pointing to a very bright star. And to the right of that, it sounds so weird. It looks like Jesus.
And this being is pointing it out to you or to somebody else?
He's looking at what I would see as myself, but I can't visualize what I look like.
Mm-hmm. And are you able to have any interaction with that being? Just direct your thoughts or questions to him or her.
I can try.
And I wanted to ask, what is the star that you're pointing to? Why is it important? What do I need to know about it? And allow that information to flow back to you.
I don't hear anything.
That being next to him that looks like Jesus, is he still there?
Yes, but he's not on the ground. He's up by the star with white light around him. I feel like there's some type of correlation, but I can't figure it out.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like you to just look at them, the star and Jesus, and relax into that. Just be with them. If there is any awareness or understanding that is meant to come to you, it will gently flow into you.
It looked like he was trying to put his hand out to me. Jesus.
And how does that feel?
Good.
You're able to connect with him. And as you connect to respond, more will be communicated.
I feel like he wants me to follow him somewhere.
And are you willing to do that?
Yes.
So go ahead and do that.
I see us both walking.
Are you walking side by side?
No, behind him.
And tell me what he looks like.
I feel like it's very stereotypical. A white robe, brown beard, longer brown hair, has a very glowing sensation. A lot of smiling. He's like waving to come. I'm trying to figure out where.
Does he say anything to you?
He has not, no. It's more of a feeling of comfort and knowing to come.
And become aware of where you're walking.
In space.
Do you see anything around you in space?
Just a lot of stars.
How does it feel to walk through space?
It's a little different. Not quite what I'm used to. I'd like to figure out where we're supposed to be going.
I want you to simply ask, please show me where we're going, or show me what I need to see.
Again, no speaking, but the feeling of you'll know soon enough. I have a sense of wearing a nice gold robe, very long fingers. That's all I can see.
Do you have a sense that you have a human body?
Yes, somewhat. I don't understand how, because it was something different not long ago.
Is it a humanoid body?
Yes, I feel more like my present self.
Do you have a sense that it's a male or a female body?
It seems to be male. I just sense longer white hair with a white beard.
Are you an older male then?
Yes, and I don't understand. I still seem to be following Jesus, and I've changed forms.
So you have changed forms now into this older male in golden robes?
No, a white robe. I saw my previous self in the gold robe.
Okay. Are you still an older male with a white beard?
Yes.
Wonderful. And so as you're walking, more information will begin to be revealed to you. Are you aware of why you're there?
No. I've seen glimpses of an infant several times, wrapped in a white blanket, and that's all I've seen.
And focus on that for a moment. Direct your attention to the infant.
I have a strong feeling that it's going to be my present form, as we've been trying to get pregnant and have not been successful. I have that kind of strong feeling about why I'm seeing that image.
As you focus on that infant, the soul of that infant is able to communicate with you. And so I want you to connect with that infant and ask for this infant's part in your journey.
There's nothing being said through words, but a smile and a knowing like it's coming quickly. It's a very, very strong feeling that I feel like would be my child.
Is it a male or a female infant?
It seems to be male.
Okay. And I want you to ask for it to communicate to you any message that will help you later on confirm your experience.
Yeah. I actually just got a glimpse of a birthmark on its leg, right leg. It pointed to it.
Is there any particular shape to it?
More of a circle form.
Where is it located?
Above the knee.
I want you to ask if there is anything else that it wants to communicate to you. Perhaps a reason why it's choosing you as a parent.
I have a feeling that a lot of love, very connected.
And I wonder if you can allow him to communicate to you the time frame within which he may come?
There's no words, it doesn't say. It feels to be soon. I don't feel like we'd be having this experience, this vision right now if it wasn't going to be happening very quickly.
And I wonder if you can become aware of the longer soul connection between you and the infant. You may even begin to see the point in time when you were having a discussion about your next life together.
It's hard to sense who, but I see it as two beings made of light that have known each other a long time.
And so hug that infant. Just feel love and connection until you meet again.
I heard see you soon.
I wonder if you can ask him if there is a name that he would resonate with.
I feel the name Christopher, but I feel like it's because my mother-in-law had a vision of a baby boy coming soon, 1 or 2 months ago, and I pictured the name being Christopher, and that's my current middle name, and she didn't know it at the time. So I feel that, but I don't know. It's because I've been thinking about it.
Okay. And so I want you to send a request to that infant. If there is a name that will resonate with your being, because every name resonates with a certain energy. If there is such a name that you prefer, then bring it to my attention, either through a dream, through synchronicity, and I will give it to you as a name.
I see a lot of names flashing, but not one chosen yet. No.
Okay. Just allow yourself to say goodbyes to the infant for the moment. And as the image of the infant begins to fade away, become aware of where you are.
I mean, I still feel like I'm in the sky.
And is Jesus still walking in front of you?
No. I feel like I'm starting to understand what just happened. As far as living in several different lives, and something that's been so prominently talked about lately, Jesus was meant to show me that a child's coming. It was more of a knowing. It wasn't spoken about. I'm seeing, it's like blue energy waves.
Where are you seeing that?
Just in front of me. Even now, if I slightly open my eye, I see a blue wave maybe.
Is it vertical or horizontal?
Horizontal. Wavy.
And what message does it send?
I believe that there's a certain type of energy running through me that I'm not used to at the moment. I feel like there was another connection made when we were talking about the gray being and then going with Jesus. I thought at that time that I was the man in white, and I just got a feeling that I was walking with Jesus and God. That wasn't my form of me.
So the man in the white robe was whom?
I feel like it was God, and Jesus pointed me into the direction of the child.
Are you still connected with the blue wave?
I don't see it, but it's a feeling of always being connected.
And is that blue wave something that is communicating to you all the time?
Yes. Yes, it is. Through many different ways, once you're aware.
And so is it communicating to you through different synchronicities?
Yes. Animals, synchronicities, numbers, messages from source.
And I want you to ask it now. Just put out a question in your mind. Is there something that I need to hear or become aware of now?
I'm not quite feeling any direct communication yet. I have a sense to continue to try to help others, like I have been, and that I've been guided to do so, and I have somewhat of a gift to put information into other people's hands at the right time in their life.
And so I wonder if you can pose a question, if you can understand your purpose in this life better.
I'm seeing and hearing the same thing that Conversations with God talks about, as far as remembering who you really are. And even with the unpleasant circumstances on earth, to remember to look around and notice all the beautiful things too, and enjoy it, while at the same time helping and being the best version of yourself while you're here temporarily. And just to continue to listen to your inner self, and you'll continue to experience these things every day that you consider to be what you usually call magical.
Is that your focus then in this life? Coming back to your authentic, true self?
Feels that way, yeah.
Are there specific things that can help you do that more effectively?
I keep feeling just to stop worrying about what you've gone through compared to what others go through. And that we're all experiencing something separate for reasons I'm not seeing right now. But that's all I'm getting, other than keep treating everyone as if we're all one, because we are. And that your life will continue to flourish beyond your dreams.
Now I wonder if you can ask about the experience that you had when you were 10 years old, the near-death experience, to help you see it from a higher perspective, to help you see and understand why you had that potential exit point, why you didn't take it.
It doesn't seem to be anything to me. It seems to how it would affect my family.
It was about how it would affect your family.
That's what I feel, yeah.
And so the decision was that it would be better if you stay.
I almost feel like I experienced that to know what it felt like being at peace, total calmness. That's all I'm getting.
Okay. Again, put a question out to the blue wave and to any support family that you have around you. And I want you to ask them about the role of drinking in your life. Simply getting a bigger perspective.
I get the feeling it doesn't do anyone any good, but I don't see anything previously.
Set the intention that if there is any helpful information and support for you to receive, that it will come to you in the coming hours, days, and weeks, in the form of dreams, synchronicities, that you will be able to interpret easily and use that to move your life forward. Become more aware of the support that is around you. Perhaps your soul family, perhaps beings that you're not familiar with. Just get a greater sense of the family around you.
Yes, I feel like I've had that knowing. I get glimpses of people that are made of light, but I can't. That's all I saw quickly, and that's it.
And so I wonder if you can ask about the blue jay that you've been seeing.
Since I already know.
So that's just a confirmation. And I wonder if you can ask one last question. How many human lives, how many human expressions has your soul had on this planet?
I'm just feeling don't worry about it, doesn't matter.
And how do you feel about that answer?
Pretty good.
Good. And one last thing I want to ask the Blue Wave. If this is the way that you can receive information, the intuitive guidance from within, what is the best way for you to strengthen that connection?
I'm seeing or feeling the word meditation.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that it tells you?
I would say helping people. It's a version of who you really are.
And through that you can connect more with your inner guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wonderful. And so I'm going to ask the higher self, all of the beings, to recede with much love and thanks for the help and information that it has given Brent today.
Welcome back. So now that you have listened to the session, I'd like to give you a follow-up to the story. So Brent has stayed in touch with me for the 5 years since the session. About a month ago, he reached out and sent me some pictures, and we both decided that it was time to share this experience. He wrote some thoughts about the experience itself and the events that took place afterwards, and I thought I would just read it to you because it adds depth to what you just heard in the session. It often happens that a person that is in a trance may have a profound experience. They may have really beautiful visual images. They may have profound emotions that they experience, but they have a hard time communicating it adequately to me. And so I think hearing it in his own words would be best. I was in another dimension that was filled with beautiful color and millions of stars. As I looked up, I saw Jesus Christ next to a bright star. There was glowing light surrounding his entire body. To this day, it's still the most spectacular thing I've ever seen. I should mention that I've never been a religious person. I'm highly spiritual, but not religious. I've never read the Bible, yet I've read close to 100 metaphysical books. At that point in time, I hadn't read or thought about Jesus in a long time, so seeing him was not what I was expecting at all. He put out his hand and wanted me to come with him. As he grabbed me, I was hit with a feeling of pure bliss and love. Tears were pouring out of my eyes. It could compare to the love you might have for your family, but multiplied by 1 billion. After walking through the cosmos for a few minutes, he disappeared, and a baby wrapped in a white blanket appeared. The tears were pouring out again. This was Christopher, the baby we had yet to have. I saw that we were two spirits that had traveled many lifetimes together. It was a spectacular reunion, as I missed this spirit greatly. My wife and I had been trying for successful pregnancy for almost 1.5 years when that took place. It was interesting that I just knew he was going to be a boy. It was just a pure knowing. Natalie asked if Christopher would give me a sign to validate it was him when he arrived in the physical. I immediately saw the baby smile and point to a perfect circle above the knee. The baby then said, "See you soon," and disappeared. And I was in total awe. A few months after the session, my wife told me that she was pregnant. But in another few months, right on my birthday, she had a miscarriage. A year later, on my birthday, in 2021, my first son was born. We named him Christopher. I assumed the mark I saw would be a birthmark, but he didn't have any, and I was somewhat surprised. However, on 2 separate occasions, I was told by psychics, "Don't be surprised when the mark is a scar." And it was. The scar appeared in December of 2024. It is right above the knee and a perfect circle shape. Christopher is now 3.5 years old. He's already having premonitions, communications with the spirit world, and saying things that nobody else has ever said around him. His younger brother, Owen, was born in 2024 with a giant heart birthmark on his forehead. I believe that it is our reminder that we're meant to spread love in the world and to help people. So here's some pictures. This is Christopher. This is the scar that he now has in the exact spot that was shown to Brent in the session. After the session, Brent's sister, who's an artist, did a painting of Jesus from Brent's description, and this is the painting. It is now in Christopher's room. This is Owen, Christopher's younger brother, who was born last year, with a heart-shaped birthmark on his forehead. Brent is now writing a book about his spiritual journey, and if you would like to reach out to him, here is his email address. So that's the story that's been 5 years in the making. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.